Alright. In this video, we learn how to use the quadratic formula to solve a quadratic equation. If you have a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, the quadratic formula says that x will be negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. This is the general solution of any quadratic equation. For example, if we have an equation x squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 0, we can see that when we compare this equation to the general quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, it is clear that the coefficient of x squared is a. The coefficient of x squared here is 1, so a is 1. The coefficient of x is b. The coefficient of x in our question is 3, so b is 3. C is the constant term, which is negative 10. So we can substitute a, b, c in the general solution of the quadratic equation. So we have x equals negative b. b is 3, so negative b is negative 3, plus or minus the square root of b squared. B is 3, so 3 squared minus 4. A is 1, 4 times 1. C is negative 10 times negative 10. 4ac means 4 times a times c. So 4ac is 4 times 1 times negative 10 over 2a. A is 1. 2a means 2 times a. So we have x equals minus 3 plus or minus the square root of 3 squared is 9. So we have 9 minus 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times negative 10 is 4 times negative 10. Sorry, negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 10 is positive 40 over 2. 2 times 1 is 2. So we can continue from here. X will be negative 3 plus or minus 9 plus 40 is 49. The square root of 49 is 7. So negative 3 plus or minus 7 over 2. This is plus or minus. It means we have to plus or minus. So x becomes negative 3 plus 7 over 2, or we have to minus. X will be negative 3 minus 7 over 2. That means x will be negative 3 plus 7 is positive 4. Positive 4 divided by 2 is 2. Or x will be negative 3 minus 7 is negative 10. Negative 10 divided by 2 is negative 5. So the answer is x is 2 or x is negative 5. We can check our answers by putting 2 into the original equation to see if we get 0. Of course, when you put 2, you get 4 plus 6, which is 10. 10 minus 10 is 0, so 2 is correct. You can check for negative 5, it's also correct. Let's try one last example. If you have 20 minus 7x equals 6x squared, we can arrange this in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. The one with the coefficient of x squared comes first, so this is 6x squared. We can take negative 7x across the equal to sign. We can take negative 7x to the side. It's negative 7x, so it becomes positive 7x. We can take 20 across the equal to sign. It's positive 20, so it becomes negative 20. Whenever any number crosses the equal to sign, it changes. If it's negative, it becomes positive. If it's positive, it becomes negative. So now all these two had been taken out. 20 had been taken out, negative 7 had been taken out. So what is here? It's only 0 that is here. It's 0 because both have been taken. Now this is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. When we compare the coefficient, x squared, the coefficient of x squared is a. Coefficient of x squared in our question is 6. So a is 6. The coefficient of x is b. The coefficient of x in our question is 7. So b is 7. And of course, c is negative 20. The general solution of the quadratic equation says that x is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So x becomes negative b. b is 7, so negative b becomes negative 7 plus or minus the square root of b squared. b is 7. b is 7. So that becomes 7 squared minus 4ac means 4 times a times c. So a is 6. So negative 4 times 6. C is negative 20 times negative 20 over 2a. 2a means 2 times a. a is 6. So x will be negative 7 plus or minus. This is the square root of, we can use calculator to evaluate this. We got 7 squared minus 4 into bracket 6, or 4 times 6 into bracket negative 20. You can multiply them together using a calculator. That gives 529 over 12. So x will be negative 7 plus or minus. The square root of 529 is 23 over 12. This is plus or minus, so we have to plus or we have to minus. Create some space. If we decide to plus, x will be negative 7 plus 23 over 12. Or we minus, so x will be negative 7 minus 23 over 12. So negative 7 plus 23, that will give us 16 over 12. Or x will be negative 7 minus 23 is negative 30. Negative 30 over 12. Of course, we can find the answers here as 4 over 3 or negative 30 over 12 can give us negative 5 over 2. And these are our answers. You can check if the answers are correct. You can put negative 4 over 3. You can put x is equal to negative 4 over 3 into the original equation to see if the left-hand side and the right-hand side will be the same. If it's the same, it means it's correct. You can just do the same for this one. All right. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. See you again in the next video.